Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Collider YouTube channel. We are here talking Witch Hunt right now, which I was mighty excited to see at South by Southwest 2020, but it is finally going to premiere at South by Southwest 2021, and I have the team behind the movie with me. Hello, welcome to the channel, and huge congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Elle, I have to come to you first with this because it's a festival premiere. A lot of people out there do not know what Witch Hunt is about. So would you do the honors of giving a brief synopsis?
So Witch Hunt, basically, it's a world very much like our own in modern day America, but witchcraft is real and it is illegal in the United States. So our story follows a family who is helping young witches escape persecution and seek asylum in Mexico.
Job well done. I know you're going to get asked to do that quite a bit in the next couple of days. So I'm mildly obsessed with head count. So I'm wondering what your experience was like after that movie came out. Was it fairly easy to get the momentum needed to get the green light on your next feature, or were there any unforeseen challenges in getting Witch Hunt going?
It was fairly easy, but it's always hard getting a movie made. There's so many, different things to consider. And I was very fortunate that I had the support of a lot of creative people that wanted to tell this story, and a fantastic cast that just came together so organically. So yeah, I mean, one really rolled right into the other. Actually, Headcount came out like a few days before we started shooting Witch Hunt. So that was kind of like, there's a lot going on, but it was all good juju to bring to set.
I spent about 3 days in New Orleans at the Overlook Film Festival running around town shouting history at people. So clearly, what is something you strove to do on Witch Hunt that you didn't get to do on Headcount, just in terms of, I guess, pushing yourself as a director and evolving your craft?
Well, I wanted to work with more women, more very talented women. So I got to do that. And also I just wanted to do more stunts. And we definitely did that because, pushing myself as a director, that was something we didn't do a lot in Headcount. And so, I wanted to work with fire. I wanted to work with water. I wanted to work with cars and heights. And we definitely, we have all of those in this movie.
Of the bunch, what proved to be the most challenging?
Water, because and the fire, because you have to be safe, obviously, and that makes you go a lot slower. So you have to kind of think creatively on set. If we're going to do this a safe way, but still make it look good, like how can we shoot it in the most safe and interesting way possible?
All right, Gideon, Abigail, I'm coming to you next with I guess like a 1-2 punch of witch on screen questions. Abigail, for you first, is there anything about having worked on Sabrina that you found coming in handy when you stepped on set for Witch Hunt?
I mean, yes and no, because I feel like this film is so much different, and it's, yeah, I feel like, I mean, yes, it is witchcraft, but they're very different characters. But I mean, just the magical element, the I guess using my imagination in certain scenarios, you could say I was kind of used to, but it definitely was a completely different character, completely different type of, I guess, project to tackle for me. So, which is fun, and it was a challenge. So that definitely was, I'd say, the case.
As a big fan of that show, I'm mighty excited to see you taking more leading roles. It's about time, and I'm thrilled for you.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Flipping it around for you, Gideon, because if I have my production timelines right, it would be a situation where you made this and then made the craft legacy.
Yeah, I actually, Elle told me to listen to the Witch Wave podcast, which is Pamela Grossman's podcast. She's a witch. She's awesome. And I actually got to work with her hand in hand on the craft. And she taught me a lot more about, witchcraft and just everyday witchcraft and, covens in Toronto, because she flew to Toronto to teach us, about casting spells and all of that. It was really intense. I almost like don't know how to talk about it because it was incredible. We did ceremonies together, and I definitely took a lot of, what I learned from her podcast. And, then when I met her, I was like, oh my God, I just did this movie called Witch Hunt. I love your podcast and I read your book. And because of Elle, I did that. Yeah, I mean, definitely working on these two movies has taught me so much more about the art of witchcraft and what it can do for you and your everyday life. And yeah, it's pretty awesome working on these two movies back to back.
Is there any major misconception about the art of it in real life that you think folks out there might think happens another way because of the way it's depicted on screen?
I mean, definitely. I think that being a witch has a lot of negative connotation. And I learned something from Erin Fogel, who's an amazing witch in Toronto, about women and how actually, I forget which god, I think it was Venus, would take children into the underworld. And people were like, well, why is she doing that? Because the underworld has negative connotation, but actually the underworld is a place with mostly women, and it's all art and music and just learning and enriching yourself. And I just, I think that's funny, and how, society has stamped being a witch as something scary and dark, when I think you can be a witch in your art, in your, if you're a painter, if you're a writer. I think you can, conjure up witchcraft in really anything, in your manifestations of, your daily life. If you have a mantra, like cleaning your house, cleansing your space, I think there's really witchcraft in everything. And I think as a woman, when you're born, you have that in you already. We're the creators, like, actually. So it kind of goes hand in hand.
I always appreciate the opportunity to learn more of that, and covering the craft legacy. We got to talk about that a little on the channel too. It was a real pleasure. Elizabeth, coming to you now. You've worked on a few things that I guess take kind of like a sci-fi or high concept approach to tackling some real world flaws. Obviously, The Purge comes to mind, and I guess Revolution to a degree. So what was it about tackling similar ideas, but through a story about witchcraft, that appealed to you now?
I think that I feel very similar to the way that Gideon does. I liked the truth of it. I like the idea that people are afraid of women's wisdom, women's strength, women's courage, women's empathy, all of those things. And that absolutely drew me in. I liked that it was something extraordinary, but told realistically. And I think that's kind of what set it apart a little bit. I like telling the truth in fantastical situations, but this just felt so true. The way that it was done, the way that Al organized it, the way that that everyone played these roles, nothing about it felt fantastical. It felt once again that there were a group of people being pushed down for being extraordinary. And that's what I liked about it.
I think part of the grounded nature of the film also comes from the fact that all three of you are so good at conveying history between characters without actually spelling it out. So how exactly do you make the most of any prep time you might have had in order for, Elizabeth and Gideon, you two to establish the mother-daughter relationship, and Abigail, you to establish that relationship with Echo?
Well, I can say I fell in love with Gideon immediately. It took nothing. Very, very easy. She's incredibly easy to love, and I'll let you guys go from there.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about Elizabeth. I mean, can't you just tell by like talking to her right now, like her energy? I've actually never met someone as sweet. And I'm saying that genuinely, like, where it's not forced, it's just who she is. And it felt like she was my mom. I was like, I want her to be my mom. But no, really, I felt so comfortable around her, and like I wanted to learn from her like a mother. So it was very, very easy as well.
How about for you, Abigail?
Yeah, I think it was really easy. I think I definitely, I mean, I think I showed up to set late. Like, I think you guys had been filming for a bit. But, or maybe like the second week, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think just immediately they're just so welcoming and just kind and great energy on set. So I don't think it really took much of prep, like sitting down and like trying to, you know, let's build this relationship so that we can get along on set. Like I felt like it was just, I mean, we didn't really need to do that because everyone was so awesome. And then little Echo, she's just a cutie. She's so sweet, so awesome. I definitely like, yeah, between scenes and stuff, we would, you know, talk and kind of hang out and play around and stuff. But
I think she really did like look up to you in general, you know,
really?
seeing, you know.
She did. But that's such a good thing. Like there's in the middle of that scene when you're listening to her play, you made me cry every single time because there was such a tenderness and like a fierce protectiveness in the way that you looked after her. And that carried on to life as well. She's such a special kid. I love her.
She is. She was really, really wonderful. And I definitely felt like, I guess I did more and more start to feel a little bit of like a protective, bigger, like older sister towards her. Cause especially like you see a little, I mean, I kind of looked like her when I was young too. And I almost felt like I was looking at my little tender self and just, I don't know, being like, just don't get hurt by the world. Don't change, you know, and little redhead. And, you know, I like to ask her all about her little redhead stories and, you know, struggles and bullying and stuff. And I just loved to be able to hang out with her and, you know, because I wish I could have had that at that age, you know. But yeah, everyone was amazing. I feel like there wasn't much. It was just easy, you know, and that makes for such great chemistry on screen and just a great work environment.
So now it's the make Elle blush portion of the interview, because again, I'm a big fan of headcount. I'm so excited about Witch Hunt, and I want her to get all the opportunities that she wants after this one. So what is something that Elle did on set as a leader that you wish that more directors would bring to their productions out there?
I will say this. I think so many things. I think that Elle, I mean, you just carried yourself with such grace and empathy and patience and kept your cool. You never once, I don't know if I even saw you like, I don't even know, like sweat. Like you were honestly you just knew exactly what you wanted and you got it done. And I've never seen someone so cool, calm and collected get things done so well. Like you walk into a room and everyone's just like, there she is. What do you want? My queen. Like, honestly, because you just have a leader energy about you, if that makes sense. Like, it's just, you're just a leader, and leaders don't have to be, you know, these like strong, like angry warriors. They can be these kind, loving, empathetic, patient, graceful humans. And especially, I don't know, I think it is just, and it's also working with a female director is just it's a very special thing. It's a very, creates a wonderful environment. I just rambled, you guys can go.
Oh, everything you said was what I wanted to say. I thought that was fantastic. Well done, you. I feel the same way. You have such grace and elegance, and you're so cool. But there's no ego in what you do. It's all about the work. And so therefore, because you were our leader, it was all about the work for us too. So we just got in there and we did the work. And it was beautiful. And honestly, like I want you to direct everything. I want to see what happens when you do. The world is going to get better.
Definitely working with you respected our choices genuinely, which I feel like, you know, I've struggled with before on sets. You know, it's nerve-wracking to step forward and say, okay, I feel like I want to do this scene like this. What do you think? And the director would be like, okay, yeah, maybe we can try that another time. But you'd be like, yeah, go ahead, let's do it. Let's see if we like it. It was really just like we were both painting on the canvas equally, and that made me feel respected and made me feel more open in terms of, you know, letting my creativity flow within the project as well.
This is a little off topic, but all of this is reminding me, because I just recently had Robin Wright and Connie Nielsen on a show, and both of them kept emphasizing with Patty Jenkins how she goes about getting what she wants, but without being mean about it, which sounds super simple. And I don't understand why everybody doesn't do that. But now I'm remembering that you were an editorial assistant on Wonder Woman. So what was it about that experience working on that film with people like that you kind of find yourself back pocketing and taking onto your productions now?
Well, Wonder Woman was the last studio movie I did before I left to direct. And a big reason why was because I got to see how Patty worked. And I had never looked up to a director more, because she was so calm and cool and collected, and she just spoke very softly but carried a big stick, you know, that kind of metaphor. It just really rings true. And, you know, in the past I had seen other directors that were just, you know, always yelling and always just kind of throwing things around, and it was just not a fun environment. But she just made everything so enjoyable and calm and collaborative. And that's really the energy I wanted to bring to my set. So she's definitely a huge role model for me, and also kind of gave me the confidence to go off and direct myself, because I saw what she was doing and I was like, I want to do that too. And I'm hoping, you know, that I can continue in that passion.
That would be a really nice note to end on. But I do have one random question that I might be wrong on. Where did you shoot this film? And is that house the house from Annabelle Creation?
It is.
I feel like it's that house, it's the Billy Madison mansion, and it's the location that The Favorite was shot. I can find them in any film. I don't know what it is. That house was great, though.
That house.
Wasn't it the Little House on the Prairie house too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was, and then it was also in Westworld.
Yeah, what was that town called? Sugar Hill?
I think so. I feel like a lot of my Westworld brain has been jumbled over the course of the 3 seasons.
Yeah, it'll do that too.
Yeah, that was season 1, I think.
Yeah, season 1, it's Dolores's house.
Oh, yeah.
At least the exterior, not the interior.
Glad it's being put to good use continually. Thank you guys so much for your time today. Again, huge congratulations on Witch Hunt. Everybody out there, keep an eye out for the movie on the South by Southwest schedule. Like and share this video before you go, and tell everybody you know about the movie. We'll see you guys soon with more South by content.